Do we,
Recording in progress.
do we have Mark?
He said he's trying to join. His computer is being done.
Perfect. Okay, so let's start again.
Yes,
Council President Wolf,
still here.
Councilperson Crowe,
Here.
Councilperson Benedetti,
Here.
Councilperson McNamara,
I remain present.
and Councilperson Trim.
Here,
And do we have Councilperson Bruger yet?
Not as of yet, but
Okay,
he'll.
he's logging in, so we'll get that on recording as soon as he gets on there. Let's do the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We have July 12th, 2021 council meeting minutes. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
I.
Opposed? Extensions? All right. Brian? three cards.
Oh, yeah, for all of the throngs of residents that are here in person, should you choose to address council, feel free to fill in a green card that is available at the vestibule, and we will allow you to address the council at the appropriate time.
Beautiful. All right, since we don't have Bruger ready yet, just to keep this meeting moving, do you want me to, do you want to do it?
What, read the,
Legislation? Does
yeah.
somebody want to read legislation?
yeah, I got it. And just give me 1 second. I did not
Take your time.
sort out the stuff here. So we have resolution 2125, a resolution affirming the appointment of Jeff Binham as a full-time police officer for the Village of Minerva Park. And this is a first reading. We have ordinance. I don't have ordinance 1121 in front of me in the packet. I only
Flipping
have,
around.
oh, is it
It's
on
the-
two-sided? God, why are we saving
know.
trees? We have ordinance 1121, an ordinance establishing the village council's authority to hear an appeal of administrative decisions and to declare an emergency. This is a third reading. And as previously discussed, it is our intent to pass this as an emergency, such emergency arising for the health and benefit and well-being of the village. I now move that we pass ordinance 11/2021. Once again, an ordinance establishing the village council's authority to hear an appeal of administrative decisions and to declare an emergency. So that's a motion to
Second.
okay, and then we have discussion. So I guess I have a follow-up question in this.
Go ahead.
We do not have the appeal in front of us yet, right?
Correct.
Okay,
We are, yes, it has not been
So,
advertised yet. We are
yeah.
not expecting until probably September.
yeah, so at this point, we actually don't need to pass it as an emergency.
As an emergency, don't ask me why, but we actually just changed this legislation to make it an emergency because they do want to try to get this in front. We just reached out to have it advertised.
So this is, so it's, so the.
I know Jesse just changed the wording to make it an emergency last week.
Okay, yeah, I will say that, you know, I don't take issue with that, but I will let other council people weigh in on whether they feel to change the status of passing as an emergency or not.
I think that if they to proceed with advertising, etc., and to not drag this out further, just in case, I think it's sensible, although
All right,
it's frustrating,
Well,
but it's
yeah.
sensible.
all right.
I have a question. Section 6, Carla.
Section 6, the council declares this as an emergency, yeah. So, but what it is we can pass it amended. So if,
Oh, no, it says.
oh, so emergency immediate need to have his designee to place for public records training in. Oh, yeah, you probably should. Yeah, I don't, hold on. I almost wish that you hadn't pulled that out. Okay. Section 6, council declares this to be an emergency measure necessary for the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of Minerva Park. Such emergency arising out of the immediate need to have his designee in place for public recordings,
Yeah, that-
training.
that's amended.
and-
Yeah, that was from another one.
Yeah,
This needs amended.
so we need to strike,
Back down.
yeah, we need to
Yeah.
strike that portion of
Okay,
that. So we would be passing it as amended, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because with this isn't about public records retention, right? This
Right.
is about, and if that were to stay in, we'd have to probably strike the whole thing because that would no longer pass the single subject matter requirement of council legislation.
I remember that law, ordinance that we passed,
That
that's
sentence
because it was
just-
copy
yeah.
pasted.
Yeah.
just that one sentence.
The cut and paste, right?
So, okay, so if everybody has spoken their piece,
Well, I have a question.
yeah,
Since this changes, the procedures or protocols for the administration, does the administration have a viewpoint on this?
it does not change the procedures of the administration.
Case, isn't it? I mean, this particular.
Well, I thought it
Well-
removed the right of the administration to approve an appeal without the council.
No, the administration never had the right to approve an appeal. It was always intended, and all of the other language said that that's the way it would go, is that it would go to council. But when we changed the language to allow administrative approval of non-variant permit requests, we failed to add that language of, and appeals would go to council. But it doesn't change anything with the administration. Right now, we're in limbo. Technically, nobody can hear this appeal. Right? So it's,
Well, no, I mean, technically, the process goes to planning and zoning.
oh, yeah, so,
So what we're doing.
right, okay. So does planning and
And
zoning,
again, it's really just for this one case, this one, because nothing's being
Today.
changed
Today.
in the way it's written.
the village will hear an appeal is conducted under, yeah, so,
Right, that's right, that's this discussion we had,
Right.
this is handling this case only,
Mhm.
and then we have to go to legislation.
yeah,
We're gonna change in the.
and we'll do that. All right,
And
so,
I'll strike that
So
sentence.
the
So that's-
administration's fine.
yes.
Yes,
All right, so I believe we are prepared for roll call, and we are passing as an emergency.
okay. Council President Wolf,
Aye.
Councilperson Curl,
Aye.
Councilperson Benedetti,
Uh,
Councilperson Tripp,
I,
Councilperson McNamara. And we want to hear Councilperson Berger.
Yeah, I just admitted him.
tell them to.
There he
Yeah,
is.
here we go. Hi, Mark. We are, sorry it took me so long to let you in. We were having discussion regarding ordinance 11/2021, an ordinance establishing the village council's authority to hear an appeal of administrative decisions and to declare an emergency. We had our discussion and we started to vote, and you are just in time to vote should you feel prepared to do so.
What were the issues for it?
This is the one that we're just getting council the authority to hear the appeal for the upcoming potential.
Oh, yeah, no, but what
appeal on
were,
the offense permit.
without going perhaps too deep into the weeds, what were the
We just wanted to make,
objections to it?
I think I raised the concern that we are passing it as emergency and it may not necessarily need to be an emergency. But Diane said that, it's probably best to move forward. And that was really the only concern raised.
I would also
Awesome.
say that-
In that case, I do feel that I know enough about it to make a vote. I just didn't know if there was any new objection raised.
No new objections. So it's up to you.
Alright. And then I will say yay on that.
All right. Onward and upward. I am going to continue to steal your thunder and reading legislation if you don't mind, because we are up to the last piece of legislation on the agenda, which is ordinance 12/2021, and ordinance amending section 604. Literacy skills, man. And ordinance 12.
648.04
Oh, go ahead. You got it,
of
man.
the
Take it.
codified
Take it.
ordinance of the Village of Minerva Park. This is adding some actual disorderly sound things to our disorderly conduct codes. This is just a first reading, so it's been read.
All right, then that was a first reading. So that ends legislation. Mayor Hughes, back to you for old business.
Okay, just for legislation, I did receive the tree list today, as well as the start of the ordinance resolution. And I will have that on the agenda for the next one. It will be ready to go. We just had
Excellent.
already sent this out, and I didn't know if it was
Yeah.
something, so it will be ready to go for the next one. We already have it saved, and we just didn't want to send this out for time. So that will be it. So anybody with old business?
Well, I'd just like to take a minute to talk about the last ordinance, disorderly conduct noise.
Mhm.
You know, my take on this is, you know, there needs to be a time. My opinion, well, with respect to, I think the big line for me, or the big change, is this 75 foot, the emission of sound in such a manner as plainly audible at a distance of 75 feet from the building structure. I mean, basically, this code says that you can't make noise if you can hear 2 doors down from your house.
Well, hold on. I do think that this was discussed multiple times, and with you included during committee meetings. However, I don't think you are fully reading it's like under G, maybe 6A.
Oh, there it
Sound
is.
in such a manner plainly audible at a distance of 75 feet from the building. So the way I read this is you can't make any noise at all. It can be heard 2 doors down.
No, I think you are misconstruing what the words plainly audible would mean, right? So right now, the way you hear me here in this room, I am plainly audible, right? Now, if you were 75 feet away from me and still hearing me with the same clarity and fidelity that you are hearing me now from 75 feet away, that would be too loud.
But it's any noise.
No,
This is what, no,
but plainly audible.
I understand
Right,
that.
and
It's plainly
that's-
audible means you can hear it.
No, now does not mean you can hear it. It means it is plainly
Okay,
audible.
let me just say about a noise like a hammer.
Mhm.
That's a noise.
Okay.
And you complain that it's audible 2 doors down. You're not
And
allowed to do
again,
that.
and again,
In this
if-
code,
if-
the way this is written,
if, right, you are hearing it with the same clarity and fidelity that you would hear it from 10 feet away, right, at 75 feet away, then it's too loud.
Okay,
So
so,
it's-
But-
But it is 6A, it's 6A. So you have to read 6 first, and then you gotta incorporate A. So first of all, it has to meet 6, which is creating or causing creation that so disturbs or disrupts the peace and quiet of any reasonable person of normal sensitivity, including but not limited to the following, A. So you have to read that first part.
all right, let me go a
Incorporate
different direction with this, because I think this, I'm not crazy about it, the way it's written. I went through and started looking at other, noise ordinances. I don't see anybody that has a 75-foot rule. I have yet to find one, and I just started looking at, a little bit.
So the
a while
examples
ago.
that we started from said 50.
Well, I mean, I'm completely in favor of having a 75-foot or whatever you want, but not all day long at a certain point. That's what I think it
I don't
should
disagree. I also.
be. It should be at a certain
We can
time.
ask the chief because
And I think
Area.
time can be dark. I think you should say that after dark,
So,
then you can't hear anything 75 feet
Okay.
away, because everything you're describing to me is arbitrary. Absolutely.
So is dark, by the way.
arbitrary.
so is dark, because now you'd have to
No,
get
okay,
officers with us.
sunset.
Okay.
You could do sunset.
Right.
because that
So,
would-
so that means, so that means that people need to be more respectful of other people in the winter than in the summer,
Let me give you
right?
an
Because sun
example.
doesn't go down until 9 o'clock.
I install. I use
However-
Wetsaw
how-
at work. Okay,
However,
let me- can I
no,
finish?
no, actually, probably not, because what I'm going to say is that what you want to discuss is the details of the legislation. We will have another legislative committee meeting before this comes up for its final vote, and the right place for this conversation is a legislative committee. meeting.
That's in your opinion.
No, that is the,
You know,
that is absolutely the right place for this
again,
conversation.
that's your opinion, because I think this is a public meeting, we're discussing
thank-
public business, and this is a good
Yeah.
time it's in.
I
think-
disagree.
I'm gonna agree with Brian on this. These meetings have been going way too long. There are
I
better
know, this
places
is
for
gonna
it.
take 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not in disagreement. We have gone through a legislative meeting at least 3 times to talk about this
Yeah.
particular
This
ordinance.
is the first time I've seen it.
Well,
I'm sorry
that's-
And it's
that I'm not
fine.
able to go to all the committee meetings.
And again, I don't disagree, but I think, I think he's right. We can bring this back up as another one and, you know, if you guys want to bring.
And Tony, you've also been in some of those meetings. You have been to legislative committee meetings where this was discussed.
I was definitely in, I don't know that I'm 100% on board with Thomas.
Because most of them happen immediately before this meeting and you have shown up. But anyhow,
And we've also talked about this more than a few times at work sessions.
yeah, this has also come up in work sessions.
Now we've got the finished, now we've got the finished product. Why are you guys
And
have
so we will talk about it in the legislative committee meeting.
Okay,
No.
There's
Yeah.
general ordinances that people put,
Yeah.
and just like the councilman Wolf said, it's, that 50 foot is, at my last job, it was 50 feet away.
Mhm.
And
If anything, would be
that-
better.
that included motor vehicles. If you're driving a motor vehicle, if you had your stereo up too loud, if you heard banging 50 feet away, that was.
So that was like, my next question.
And answer the vehicle, Councilman Betty's, point about hammering, there are exceptions to it, which includes construction, noises, lawnmowers, and stuff like that. And it does have the hours of operation.
that's what I
So,
was.
I mean,
There you go.
you gotta read through a little bit of the exceptions at the end,
Okay,
which covers a lot of things, sanctioned events, the village okays, and things like that. So I would imagine like pool party that was located by the village could play music up until a certain point, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., whatever that is, by the village ordinances. But they're allowed to give a waiver to that noise. So, you know, looking it over, it's one of those things where if someone calls and complains about the noise and an officer responds to that call, and he's 75 feet away, and he determines that it's excessive and it is a nuisance to someone of normal sensibilities and or normal sensitivity, then he's gonna go up and ask them to stop. And if they don't stop, then that's when it's.
Exactly.
This just gives us an opportunity to go up and say, listen, here's the ordinance, here's what's going on, and please, keep it going.
Well, I understand that our former code was woefully lacking. I understand that. But again, I think there should be a time, and we'll talk about
Yeah,
So this is effective 24/7.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but like you said, there's exclusions.
there are
for-
exclusions
For
for,
construction lawnmowers, things like that.
this isn't the whole.
When the
this
dogs
is
start
just-
barking at the dog grooming place, and you
And-
can hear it clear to Morse Road.
then once this is in place, the dog grooming place is not in the village of Minerva Park. So our ordinances will not impact the dog grooming place. However, you can go see what Columbus's disturbing the peace or noise ordinances may be and see if it's in violation of that.
I was just using that as an example.
Well, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea, again, we can talk about later, but to add in excessive barking, because I think we're in the village, we have neighbors, who have 6 dogs and constantly
I
barking.
think we have a separate ordinance on golf course.
Yeah, okay, yeah, again, that is way too far afield for this conversation.
We need to get.
Yeah,
Okay, so any more old business? New business? No citizen comments. Brian?
all right, move to adjourn. Oh, I second. Tony, give it to Tony. I second. All in favor? Aye, all right. Thank you for taking time out to join us, Mark.
Where are you, Mark?
Wisconsin Dells.
Ooh.
Wisconsin, where?
Dells.
Dells?
Dells.
Weird, I was just looking at photos of Wisconsin Dells. They came up on my computer. I was actually on a thumb drive that I was copying a file to for the MPT, and I'm like,
Rolling
oh,
hills.
that's where my thumb drive went.
Please,
There you go.
It has